Hello, everybody. This is Dave Rattigan with Dale Lawrence, former cop, and comedian actor Nathan Arroyo. And this is Inside the Line, Real Stories by Real Cops. And this is the part of the show where I say, if you like it, share it. Check us out at insidetheline.org or send us an email if you like. If you have any suggestions, maybe, I don't know, get rid of Nathan.
We can't get rid of Nathan.
I'm okay with that.
bury him in a shallow grave. Real Stories by Real Cops at gmail.com. Real Stories by Real Cops at gmail.com. That's our email address, insidetheline.org. And this is a weird one because we have to start off with the disclaimer, Nathan, because Dale is worried about this one.
I'm very worried.
Yeah, and it's really funny. I think I told you this while we were talking about the story, but I talked to somebody for a story. I used to be a journalist, and I talked to somebody for a story, and they said to me, if you think your spouse is cheating, they are. You don't have to come to me. And I can't remember now if that was a private investigator or if it was a psychic.
There you go. They're both one and the same sometimes.
Yeah. In either case, if you already know it, or if you suspect it, it's probably true. But here's a disclaimer. You're afraid someone's going to get killed.
Well, did we give the title first? Cheating Hearts 101?
Cheating Hearts 101.
There you go. Kind of like English 101, a real basic course, but a lot of the information in here, if in the wrong hands or with malicious intent, bad things can happen, and we're going to go over that. So keep on going with that disclaimer, Dave.
All right, and we're supposed to say that this is not about how to get away with cheating on your spouse. It is more focused on determining if your spouse is being disloyal to you. However, you might hear a few things today that you could be used solely for your personal benefit. It can be helpful in not getting caught at cheating. And by cheating, Nathan, we mean cheating on your spouse. I guess it would count girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever.
Boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the definition of spouse is for you.
And the reason is this. The reason is that some of the most violent domestics the cops have to deal with has been because of the cheating spouse.
Absolutely.
Once things get crazy and people forget the crimes of passion, people forget themselves. They forget that there's a future. They forget that there's a circle beyond them and their cheating spouse of family and friends and kids. And they take this drastic action, sometimes death.
Yeah, the bottom line is they see it as their life is over. And you never know. They could become suicidal, worst case scenario, and we're going to go over it, they could become homicidal. Just because they believe their husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend has cheated on them, and they act out of character, and really bad things can potentially happen.
So we're not telling you this information because we want you to go out, catch your spouse cheating. We want to tell you if your spouse is cheating, or if you think your spouse is not in it anymore, time for you to look elsewhere.
Absolutely.
Time for you to work on yourself. Time for you to get your hand on the bank account.
Get to the gym, color your hair, lose a few pounds.
It's very funny. I mean, I used to notice that about wives, and you see the wife at all of a sudden she's going to the gym, she's getting in shape, and the next thing you know, she's gone.
Yep, she had a 25-year-old trainer. European trainer.
Yeah, maybe just the architect who goes on the same train that she takes in the morning from Salem. Maybe something like that. Is that a little?
It almost sounds like it's very personal. Sounds like a personal experience.
And it's so when it happens to you, and I had a friend who was in the Updike, one of the Updike books. John Updike wrote a book in the 60s called Couples, and a friend of mine was. Her character was the one that Updike modeled one of the characters in the book. And the book's about infidelity. And she used to say to me, she said, people, they don't, everyone thinks they're going to kill their wife or the wife's cheating, the man she's cheating with. But in reality, people just get hurt and then they move on. But your experience as a cop has been very, very different.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of times it's going to be payback.
Yeah.
It's payback.
It's crazy what the emotions the emotions that can happen in situations like that. And here's the other thing that's amazing, because you've told me about some of this. It's amazing. One thing, it's amazing how spouses will find out. I think sometimes they have to confirm it. They already know it, but they have to confirm it.
Their instincts tells them something's wrong. But then, you get the pre-smartphone era, how they used to do it, and now we have the actual smartphone era. We're going to kind of go over both ways that things have been done in the past.
Let's go with the smartphone era first. Can we do that?
I guess we can. I guess we can rewrite the script because you want to go off the cuff, Dave. That's fine with me. Well,
it's not just that. I want to bring in Nathan, and I know Nathan was not around pre-smartphones.
You know something? That's true. That's about 20 years ago. He wasn't.
Yeah.
What? Do you have questions to ask me about smartphones?
No, not really.
Not yet. We'll let you know.
Not yet.
Did you forget your email login again? Do you need me to help you?
Huh?
Do you need me to help you open your phone, unlock it?
No, but maybe to get an Uber later.
Okay.
I've never gotten an Uber, so maybe you can do that with my phone. Just do me a favor. When I give you my phone to download the Uber this time, don't download porn. Not on my phone. I've got people look at.
There's an app for that.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure you know it. All right, so it's easy. Am I correct to say in the days of Nathan Arroyo and smartphones, it's easy?
It's very easy. I mean, first of all, the first basic thing about a smartphone, especially like an iPhone, if you have locate family members, as long as the GPS locator is turned on in the phone, then everyone in a family plan, husband, wife, son, daughter, whatever, can locate each other.
Yep.
So that's the easiest thing to do. If your wife says or your husband says they're at work and their GPS location comes up at a bar, that's a question. What are you doing at the bar when you're supposed to be at work? So that's very easy.
What if they say they're at the office and that's the name of the bar?
There's a lot of little apps you can put on a phone. They run in the background, and a lot of the apps, some of the names are Sideline, Flip, Burner, Text Me Now. And what they basically do is, one, they can give you a second phone number that's attached to your phone.
Okay.
And two, they can log text messages and what someone is texting. They can log phone numbers of who people are calling. Then it's up to you, once you get the phone number, to try to do a reverse lookup who they're calling. Who is that person on the phone?
So this is what you do if you're suspicious of your spouse.
Yep.
Okay. If Mrs. Lawrence is suspicious of you,
yep,
she gets these spy type apps.
Put it on the phone.
She puts it on the phone.
Her phone.
And her phone, so she can check up on you.
On her phone, yeah.
On her phone.
Because everything kind of goes out to the cloud.
Yeah.
The cloud will download all the data, text messages, and phone numbers that were called, and how long you were on the phone, and where you were when you made the call. You have all that information.
You know something, Nathan? Every time
it's very difficult to hide in plain view. Very difficult.
Every time somebody mentions the cloud, I really truly think about fluffy clouds up in the sky. I do.
It's raining pornography.
So basically you could do this. How do you, let's say Mrs. Lawrence downloads this app onto your phone, all right, and you want to slip away for a rendezvous with somebody.
Yep.
Or you just want to go out with your friends, and Mrs. Lawrence won't let you go out with your friends because they're all your Marine buddies and they all cause trouble.
Yeah.
She doesn't want those bad influences. So do you know it? I mean, can you look at your phone and go, hey,
a lot of times they run in the background.
All right.
They're not going to be one of your apps that are going to pop up. It's going to be in the background.
So you don't even know.
You're not going to know.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, you're not going to know.
That's good spy stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
You can also do online. All you really have to do is go to your online phone bill. If you have whoever you have, let's say you have Metro One, and you just log into your phone bill online, and you check all your lines, and you see text messages, and you can, not the actual text,
right?
You can see the number, and then the phone number on the phone records, and you can just start running numbers. And if there's a number that comes up at 30 times throughout the day, you do a reverse lookup on that phone number.
I know somebody who did that.
And you can say,
two comedians.
Who's Michael Jones?
Two comedians.
Who's Michael Jones? And you look Michael Jones up on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he's a real sexy 25-year-old kid, and your wife's 40,
Yeah.
And what are you talking to Michael Jones for? So
Yeah, what are you
all
talking
these
about
little
Michael Jones
indicators, you can
He's my
use all that
trainer.
information. What's that?
He's my trainer.
He's my trainer.
But this happened to somebody. Somebody felt like his wife was something, and I don't know what it was that got him suspicious, but he checked the bill, and he saw calls from her and from this number. It was another comedian.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You comedians.
You telling my wife jokes when I don't know? You making my wife laugh, you son of a bitch!
That's like that's the easiest way. You don't even need any technical ability. Some people just leave it on their phone and they forget about it.
Yep.
And you just go into the phone and you just look up a couple of things and you see it right there.
Well, that's
obvious.
the other thing. That's the somebody picks up a phone. I had somebody I was living with, and I picked up her phone once because something was there, and I guess I was nosy enough to look, but I wasn't really spying. I didn't think I was spying.
People
I just
are
thought,
inquisitive.
yeah, it was just something that was in front of me. It was just something I'd look at as I would, and I picked it up, and it was a guy. It was a Facebook message from a guy who didn't remember her, so she had clearly looked him up. And are you the blah 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 blah? And of course, she turned out to be
A cheating heart.
She was done with me, and she was looking for the next guy.
There you go.
And
don't feel bad, Dave. It's okay.
Listen, I've had it happen before. I was just thinking this. You know what I was thinking, Nathan? I'm 62 years old. All right, I think I'm 60. Could be 63. I'm kind of confused in the birthdays. But anyway, here's the point on this. I bought a couch. I got a new couch.
Yeah.
Finally, after years, I got a new couch, and I didn't get a new. I got a used couch. But here's the point. I get the couch. I get it delivered. Now I got to get rid of my couch. And I realized at that point, I have never gotten rid of a couch before.
Oh, really?
I have never, because you know what happens? I just move out. I just move out.
He gets me moved out. The divorce, she gets the couch.
Yeah, I get done, and I move out, and I don't have to. Anyway, so anything else in the smartphone era? Anything else we want to talk about for new? It's not the old school way.
No, not the. A funny one of my first calls as a rookie was, and this was all it was an observant husband. Husband went to the gym. He goes to the gym every day. Husband went to the gym. However, he came back 10 minutes early because he forgot something. And as he's pulling up to the house, he sees his wife run out the back door. And she runs to the next door neighbor, who happens to be the brother-in-law.
Ooh.
And so he knows that the brother-in-law's wife isn't home.
Who's her sister?
Yeah, who's his sister.
Okay.
Right? Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good logical conclusion.
Well, no, it could have been his sister.
Yeah. So she goes, what is she running over to the brother's house for? Because the
sugar?
sister isn't home. Cup of sugar.
Cup of sugar.
Sweetness, baby. So he,
you know something? When he said sweetness, baby, all I could think of was Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch.
So he's like, oh, what should I do? So it was like a triple-decker house. So he kind of walks up the stairs, and he hears something in the apartment that the brother-in-law lives in. He hears what's the word? Someone's having sex. Moans of passion. I think it was a little better than that, but that's close, Nathan.
That sounded
so
like
he goes home.
A horse dropping a foal.
He goes back home and he sits in the kitchen.
Yeah.
She comes home, 5 or 10 minutes later, all disheveled, her hair thrown up, all sweating, her clothes half off, and boom, they were Spanish. So we showed up. They started having an argument.
Yeah.
So we get there. We don't know what they're saying, but it was very heated.
Yep.
There was a lot of words exchanged and a lot of hand gestures, and cups of sugar were thrown around the house and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, he found out she was having sex with her brother-in-law. Now I will put this is another disclaimer. That's kind of in the Spanish community. I ain't making this up. You can ask any Spanish person.
All right.
That Spanish people sometimes have sexual relations with first cousins and family members. That's the absolute truth.
So do a lot of white folk. You ever been to Alabama? Every other person you see has a lazy eye and a fucking T-Rex arm. My parents were siblings. Look, we're keeping the bloodline pure.
Yeah, so that was just